Hello, I am Dave Raleigh, proprietor of DR Productions and curator of this YouTube channel. This channel has been an idea of mine for several years now. As a music educator that specializes in small, rural music education situations, a composer of mostly educational music for a variety of small and large ensemble works, and an amateur filmmaker, I felt I had something to offer. I have been a presenter at several music education conferences, teaching how I have done things as a music educator, and several colleagues and those who have participated in those conference sessions said to me on several occasions that I should write a book. That has inspired me to be a better music educator and consider the challenge of writing said book. But I considered the time we live in and how we consume information today, and especially with the younger digital native music educator in mind, I thought a digital platform may be a more appropriate path forward. And then COVID-19, coronavirus pandemic hit, and that propelled me into what this channel is right now. A month ago, just a week after our schools shut down due to the pandemic here in Washington State, I started this channel and posted my first video. The original intention was to offer lessons to my students who were now at home, most of them without instruments, as 99% of our students use school-owned instruments, and not yet having a viable way of distributing their instruments. I began planning these lessons. These lessons would have to be completely different from what our normal was in class. For my secondary students, we were not ensembles any longer. So I figured teaching them concepts that we don't get to teach and learn very often, at least outside of preparing for performances, would be my new direction and objective. These lessons would also allow students to explore their avenues of music that isn't normal in the performance ensemble setting. A little about me is important before I explain further. My primary instruments studied in college are percussion and voice, and my secondary instruments are guitar and bass. I have a Bachelor of Music degree in Music Education, broad area, from Central Washington University, earned in 1990. I also hold a Master of Music in Music Composition, also from Central Washington University, go Wildcats, earned in 2003. I have composed over 350 pieces of music in my life, mostly educational music for middle school and high school level students and ensembles. I have composed works for concert band, marching band, jazz ensemble, choir, orchestra, and a multitude of chamber music and solo works. I have also played percussion, bass, and acoustic guitar professionally on and off since the summer I turned 13 years old. Through those experiences, I have written many songs as well. This year was my 29th year of teaching in the past 30 years. I took 1 year off nearly 10 years ago to open an outdoor shop with my son. I have taught in 4 school districts, all in Washington State, and all considered small schools. In Sultan, Washington, a district of about 1,500 students at the time. Quincy, Washington, with a student population of 1,700 at the time. Royal Schools in Royal City, Washington, with about 1,500 students at the time, and now in Chelan, Washington, a total student population of 215. Throughout my career, I have taught and directed band, concert, marching, pep band, and jazz, choir, concert and jazz, orchestra, mariachi, and several different kinds of instrumental and vocal chamber ensembles. I have served as a drama coach for most of my years as a teacher and produced and directed over 25 plays and musicals. I have also taught elementary general music, music appreciation at the secondary level, and film production at the high school level. With the background I have experienced, I feel confident that I have something to offer. In no way do I have all of the answers, nor do I feel that I'm the best at anything. I do feel that I can teach a variety of concepts that can help musicians, young and old, and share what strategies have worked for me and my students. The lessons I am offering at this time are music theory lessons, starting with very easy and low-level concepts that are built upon through a scaffolded approach that can be easily understood by young and/or beginning musicians, or even the advanced musician that needs to brush up on their understanding of music theory and how it can help them become better musicians. There are also songwriting lessons that show my approach to songwriting, again from a very basic starting point and advancing slowly through the process. There will also soon be composition lessons that will also start at a very basic, low level and work towards more advanced lessons to encourage anyone to try their hand at creating their own music. The songwriting and composition lessons will many times use references to the music theory lessons to help the new and progressing music creator along the way. The other kind of lessons you see right now are sing-alongs that I created for my littles, my elementary students, who at the time of the pandemic shutdown were preparing for their spring concert. These are songs that I have composed and will probably share the sheet music for at a later date. I also plan to offer lessons on recorder, ukulele, and guitar in the very near future, and may offer lessons on band and orchestra instruments in the future as well. All of the lessons described are in Mr. Rowley's virtual music classroom section here on the channel. I also have a section for videos, usually music oriented, that inspire me, make me laugh and or cry, or are things my students may like but wouldn't necessarily explore on their own. Finally, in the future, I will share recordings and videos of some of my compositional works and some of the films I have made. This channel was never intended, though, to be just for my students. It is a resource for anyone who wants to engage. If you are a music educator, especially from a small rural district that is struggling with what to offer your students during this worldwide pandemic, this could be a resource. If you are someone who wants to write a song but doesn't know how to start or what to do, this could be a resource. If you are a musician, student or otherwise, that wants the opportunity to learn more about music theory or composition, this could be a resource. And in the future, as more lessons are added, this may be a resource for you to learn how to play an instrument regardless of your age. Thank you for visiting my channel. Please browse through the lesson offerings I have posted and consider liking, sharing, and subscribing so as I add new material, you can come back again. Thank you.